Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is shot like a vivid dream, a memory you can't fully hold on to. Watching it feels like drifting into sleep, where you never quite remember how you ended up in a dream or what it was about when you wake up. The camera feels like an old video you find in a dusty box, blurry, shaky, and fragile. It resonates with the way memories decay and yet somehow feel alive. The film's editing captures this perfectly. The cuts feel like the jumps we experience in our dreams. You're in one moment, and then, suddenly, you're somewhere else, as if time itself is folded in on you. It blurs the line between real and imagined, until you start to forget which parts are true and which are inventions of longing or regret. Even when it feels like you've woken up, like you're out of the dream, you're not. This distortion of reality is part of how the film explores phenomenology. The idea that our subjective experience is our reality. The way the mind stitches memories together. The way it loses pieces and fills the gaps. It's all we have to define what's true. Trauma and desire fragment our sense of time, and the film makes that visible. But the story isn't only about memory's unreliability. It's about the impossibility of cleanly moving on. Clementine becomes the catalyst for Joel to become someone new. She challenges him to step out of his timidity, to take risks, to shed the idea of himself as someone ordinary. This is existential freedom, the chance to change, even knowing it will hurt. Joel and Clementine's willingness to try again, aware it might end in heartbreak, is an act of existential courage. It echoes Nietzsche's idea of eternal recurrence, the question of whether you would choose to live the same life over and over, with all its joy and suffering, because that's what gives it meaning. There's also a deeper commentary here about what we are, a thread of memories, moments, and emotions, a web of entangled journeys. If you cut that thread, you lose a part of living. Locke believed that our personal identity is tied to the continuity of consciousness, our memories. Paul Ricoeur argued that we're the stories we tell about ourselves. When Lacuna erases Joel's memories, they don't just take away information. They tear pages out of his autobiography. He survives, but the meaning of his life becomes incomplete. This is why the film's images of Joel trying to hide memories within memories feel so tragic. He doesn't want to be erased. His sketches, his scribbled words, are little acts of defiance. Proof that he was here, that he lived, that his love mattered. In the end, even those artifacts start to crumble. But they remind us of something essential about being human. The need to leave a mark before the inevitable oblivion. Memory shapes everything. Our sense of goodness, our understanding of what happiness feels like. You can only know something is good because you remember what it felt like before. Those memories create expectations for the future. Without a past, you lose all context for what a good life even is. You can't feel alive if you have no frame of reference to measure aliveness against. You become something worse than dead. A person with open eyes but no awareness, no self. A blank canvas that no longer wants to be painted on. There's also a powerful lesson about desire and attachment. Schopenhauer said desire inevitably leads to suffering, and the film shows this plainly. We long for someone, we idealize them, and we're devastated when the fantasy dissolves. Yet without that longing, we wouldn't feel anything at all. It's what drives us to connect, to create, to risk. Freud believed the subconscious never really forgets, and Joel's mind proves this. Even as the machine scrubs his memories, he tries to hide inside them, like a child hiding under the bed. What we repress doesn't disappear. It simply waits to resurface, more urgent for having been denied. This ties into determinism and free will. If our perceptions and personalities are shaped by memories, and those memories can be erased or altered, how much agency do we really have? Are we simply products of circumstance? The film suggests that even if you try to start over, if you strip away every trace of your past, you may still be drawn back to the same people, the same mistakes. Perhaps something deeper than memory guides us. Perhaps there are currents we can't escape. And at the heart of this story is the human obsession with perfection. We often idolize the person we love, crafting them into a flawless figure that can never disappoint us. We forget that they, too, are human, as flawed as we are. The film slowly peels away this illusion. Loving someone isn't about clinging to a perfect image. It's about accepting the real, imperfect person and realizing that this acceptance is the truest form of love. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind shows that to be alive is to remember and to risk the pain that comes with remembering. That we are made from all the moments we try to hold on to and all the ones we couldn't. That even when we wish to erase the past, it lives on inside us, shaping who we are. And maybe, despite everything, that's something worth treasuring.